So what is next for Israel Adesanya now that he has lost a third time to Alex Pereira? I think they're going to do a rematch because obviously it was a very close fight, and those New York judges are a little odd. I never really liked MMA in Madison Square Garden, aka New York, for a reason. It was a fun card. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to make these videos about each fight individually, but we are going to talk about what's in next for Israel Adesanya. There's a lot of options on the table for him. He's pretty much cleared out the middleweight division, obviously, but then he could always fight Sean Strickland because the title's not on the line. Because I feel like that would be a very easy fight for Izzy. I know that Sean is fighting Jared Cannonier, and if Sean Strickland beats Jared Cannonier, then I could see him fighting Israel Adesanya in the near future for a shot at the title because I know Sean Strickland wants to. But the only two fights, ironically, for Izzy right now are Alexander Pereira, Stonehands, and Sean Tarzan Strickland. I don't know if Sean Tarzan still goes by Tarzan, but Sean Strickland and Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira is he's legit. I think a lot of people were thinking, well, what would a kickboxer do in MMA? Well, it's also like, what would a wrestler do in jiu-jitsu? You know, because at the end of the day, a takedown's a takedown, an armbar's an armbar, a triangle is a triangle. And when you're tough and you have those athletic attributes, you'll be able to adapt between combat sports very easy, just like boxing. When you see wrestlers like Jake Paul and Logan Paul actually put on some really good boxing fights against some guys who know what they are doing at least. But Alex Pereira is the real deal. He proved that. It was a close fight, just like their second fight, where it was up in the air, and then he got the finish in the final round. So after this fight, we're going to see Israel Adesanya without his belt for the first time in years. It's been a long run for him. 5 defenses, I believe, and he's defended again against some of the toughest people that the division has to offer. And now that the division has to move on from this, and they're probably going to run it back for a second fight, I think Israel is going to be in a little bit of a tougher spot. He looked really confident walking out, and I thought that he had a really good shot, but ultimately I felt in my gut that Alex Pereira was going to win this fight. It wasn't going to be easy for him because they have had time to evolve, but they've both evolved simultaneously. And obviously, Alex Pereira is still better than Israel Adesanya striking-wise. Now, you could say everything you want about the early stoppage, but I felt like that the judge, probably the referee, probably made the referee definitely made the smart decision in stopping that fight. And I saw him. He was on skates, like Elsa, and Israel Adesanya, I don't want to hate on the guy because he really did fight a good fight, and I actually did like his saw walkout, but we'll see what goes. I don't wish anything bad for Israel Adesanya. I definitely don't want to hate on anybody who's successful in the UFC, but Adesanya got work done despite almost being, despite ultimately losing. Oh, definitely had 2 of those 5 rounds in his pocket, and Adesanya was a top G in there. And Alex Pereira is unfortunately the new champion. Now, what's next for Alex? I do not know. Definitely an Adesanya rematch. If he wins again for the 4th time, I think that we are going to probably see Robert Whittaker versus Alex Pereira, or Alex Pereira versus Paulo Costa, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of people wanting to mess around with Alex Pereira because he has proven to be a very competent fighter overall, not just standing up, but on the ground as well. He knows what he is doing, so we will see. Maybe Paulo Costa fights with him. I know Paulo Costa wants to hang it up after he fights Whittaker. Whittaker might want, yet again, another shot at the title. And then we got some up-and-comers at middleweight. But that's the funny thing is when you have a dominant champion like that and the one person who beats him and takes the title, we don't know what the future for the middleweight division holds. We actually had a very marketable middleweight division that was put on hold after the whole Michael Bisping GSP situation. And we probably did not have exactly the result that we wanted to have in there. But at the end of the day, it was a good fight. We didn't want a bunch of decisions. I know a lot of people like finishes, but this might be the end of a period in the middleweight division where we might not have decisions anymore because Alex is a finisher and people might want to see that. And that's what's probably going to get the crowd on Alex's side next time, and the entertainment factor. But that's all I got for you. I am all fuzzy about what the middleweight division holds, but it was a good fight nonetheless. Thank you guys for choosing this video. I know you guys got a lot of options when it comes to MMA because there's a lot a lot of schmoes just like me. I'm not the schmo, but you guys picked this video to watch for thoughts on the main event of last night, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.